I am Shane Jones, making headlines tonight. Distributors rush to allay consumer fears about counterfeit condoms. Former Transport Board workers use their severance pay to invest in T.A.P. Tributes continue to pour in for Nation founder Harold HOYTE, who died yesterday. And in sports, West Indies whipped by Bangladesh again.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC News Night, starting now.
Leading the news at 7. Government's transport augmentation program seems to be well on track. We caught up with 2 of 3 former Transport Board employees who visited the authorities' offices in River Terminal today to finalize documents to join the T.A.P program. The T.A.P program, which will see PSV owners getting duty-free access to buses along with a suite of other benefits, is well underway. These vehicles will work along with the Transport Board to better service commuters, and there are already 28 currently operating and another 42 being processed. The program has caught the attention of some recently severed Transport Board workers who are taking the opportunity to use their severance pay to invest in T.A.P by purchasing duty-free buses to use in the program.
I had originally planned to take the package and do it in another form. But when I heard about the T.A.P program, and information came to me along with the package was being offered with the duty-free and what's not, I decided this was the best offer. So henceforth, myself and my colleague here, we got here as quickly as possible, met with the minister and Mr. Smith, and I think this is the part of me taking it to the next level.
Fabian Thorne says he will be taking a severance package next month, and he's excited about getting involved and will be encouraging others to do the same.
I'm starting with a ZR, hoping with the intention of expanding to a bigger bus later to come. So this information that I have, that I got today, I will take back to my colleagues at work and encourage them to sign on as quickly as possible so that we can get the wheels in motion.
Transport Works and Maintenance Minister Dr. William Duguid says what is happening shows that government's reenfranchisement policy is working.
They're leveraging the access to the funds from the severance. They are then turning around and reinvesting it and being able to change from being an employee to being an entrepreneur who is able to provide service to the Transport Board, and leveraging also the training and the experience and the expertise that they would have gained over the 20 years working at the Transport Board.
The buses will be operating with a Transport Board logo and will also be free to school children and pensioners. Dr. Duguid says people getting involved in the program will be fast-tracked into getting permits. Government wants 100 units operating in the T.A.P program. Listen to this story now. Local officials in the distributive sector are monitoring reports out of Trinidad and Tobago tonight that fake versions of popular condom brands have been seen in circulation there. Our Ryan Broom joins us live now with more on that developing story. Okay, fake condoms, Ryan, tell me, what is going on?
Well, yes, Shane, fake condoms that are causing a very real concern in neighboring Trinidad and Tobago. In fact, the representatives of condom brand Slam were so concerned they placed this paid advertisement in the Trinidad press, warning potential customers to be on the lookout for the bold and very close imitation of its brand, in what the company also described as an ad to educate the public. Slam says while the packaging is convincing, there are some key differences that can alert customers to help recognize the fakes. Now, one of the biggest differences is where they are made. Real Slam condoms are made in Thailand, but the fake Slam condoms are made in China. The company is also warning Trinidadians that the quality of the fake version is also very poor, smaller and thinner, and may utilize inferior rubber. Now, meanwhile, so far indications are that Barbados has not been affected. I reached out to the local distributor for Slam condoms, Armstrong Agencies, and a representative there confirms they are aware of the situation in Trinidad, but they have not seen any evidence so far that suggests counterfeit Slam condoms are in the Barbados market. They added that they are hoping that this does not change, but they'll also be doing their own periodic checks just to be sure. Now, here's some background to this story. This news is coming some 6 months after police broke up a gang making and selling counterfeit condoms in eastern China. More than 500,000 boxes of the fakes, with a total value of US $7 million, were seized, and 17 people were detained during those investigations. It was revealed that some of the counterfeit condoms were recycled from used ones, while health officials in Trinidad have not officially started to look into the matter as yet. The exclusive distributor for Slam condoms in Trinidad, Pharmaco Industries, has urged members of the public to alert them via email, WhatsApp, or Facebook if they should see any of the fake condoms. Shane, it's back to you.
Okay, Ryan, you keep your eyes out for any of those fake condoms, okay?
And you too.
All right, be safe. The tributes continue to pour in for veteran journalist Harold Hoyte. Minister of Information, Broadcasting and Public Affairs, Senator Lucille Moe, says he was a mentor to many, allowing them to develop their own characters as journalists.
This doyen of Barbadian and regional journalism, by his tenacity and intrepid spirit, brought life to journalism in modern-day Barbados. Mr. Hoyte came to represent not merely a successful media entrepreneur who transformed the image and business of journalism in 1973 in Barbados, in particular in the print media, but he also symbolized a concept of journalism and a concept of the relationship between journalism and citizens of this country that showed that he had a social conscience.
The minister notes that despite his sharp wit and incisive commentary, he was an approachable and very personable to both those who knew him and those who were strangers. She also praised his writing skills outside of journalism.
We also remember him as an author, along with his many journalistic essays, his publications, How to Be a Bajan, Political Warriors of Barbados, Generals, Lieutenants, and Foot Soldiers, When I Like That, No? And Eyewitness to Order and Disorder. These show us a Barbadian for whom the pen was indeed mightier than the sword.
Meanwhile, veteran broadcaster and president of the Barbados Broadcasting Authority, Dr. Alison Leacock, says Mr. Hoyte was an archetypal journalist who was very astute in his observations.
We also remember him as an author, along with his many journalistic essays, his publications,
World-class journalism looks like. It behoves us all to revisit the tenets of the Fourth Estate and honor this noble profession. Let us all place less emphasis on being a star and more on the substance of the story, less on fake news and more on facts, less on personality and more on principle. Harold Hoyte was an exemplar for the media profession. We honor his work and salute his legacy.
President of BARJAM, the Barbados Association of Journalists and Media Workers, Emmanuel Joseph, says Mr. Hoyte's standard of excellence was transformative.
Harold's death has left a gaping hole in the media fraternity. He was a colossus in the news information profession. As a founder of the Nation Publishing Company, a mentor and coach to an array of journalists in this country. His intellectual acumen and fearlessness as a professional media Goliath will remain etched in my mind, and I have no doubt in the minds of all of us.
And of course, the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation is adding to the tributes. The CBC, through its chairman, Melba Smith, has joined with those to salute Mr. Hoyte's undeniable contribution to the field of journalism. Ms. Smith notes that his achievements as a media pioneer and standard setter have been well chronicled. She states that though not a broadcaster himself, Hoyte influenced the careers of a number of journalists who had their start at the Nation newspaper and subsequently transitioned to the CBC. The corporation extends its sincere condolences to his immediate family, the Nation family, close friends, and others who most keenly feel and mourn his passing. Harold Hoyte's death comes less than a month following the passing of veteran journalist and former CBC employee Vera Walcott, who passed away on April 28th. The Barbados Agriculture Society says farmers have been using water harvesting techniques as they continue to grapple with drought conditions. However, CEO James Paul says if the situation persists for a long period, it could spell trouble for them.
It will put that water that farmers have been able to save over a period of time under considerable pressure. What it means, of course, is that farmers will have to, as we go forward, be very careful in terms of how they use their water and to make sure that from whatever remaining supplies are there to get at least the maximum use out of it. And so it is what can be done at the moment is that they are trying to ensure that however they use the water, that they use it carefully in a manner that they do not waste it, because this is what is going to be very important right now.
In some positive news now, a charitable act by workers at the Bridgetown port means it will be easier for the geriatric hospital to provide quality care to patients. Recently, a group of workers led by Dr. Winfield Herwood came together to collect and give a number of items to the hospital. These included toiletries, cleaning products, and appliances. Mr. Herwood says after being involved with a previous donation by the port, he was inspired to continue giving.
I went back to work and present the idea to the rest of the workers, and everybody was loving it. So that's how everything started to flow. And people keep bringing stuff from left, right, center, and they plan to do a lot more in the meantime.
Acting senior sister at the geriatric hospital, Margaret Boyne Clark, says they are thankful for the donation.
The donation that is given is greatly appreciated, and it will go a long way in assisting us. And we do thank these workers for their thinking of us as an institution, and also of our elderly clients, and looking to see how they can give back. I do thank them, and we do appreciate it a whole lot.
Checking in with our regional neighbors now, St. Lucia's Labor Minister Stevenson King has defended concerns about the alleged absence of a Labor Commissioner. Mr. King says the Deputy Labor Commissioner has assumed the post until a commissioner can be appointed.
Labour Minister Stevenson King wants to allay concerns and reassure employees that there is currently an acting Labour Commissioner in place to deal with industrial matters. Outgoing Labour Commissioner Ray Narcis was expected to proceed on retirement from the public service earlier in the year. King says a Labour Commissioner can only be appointed after Narcis's leave has expired.
I'm not too sure what the concern is. There is an acting Labour Commissioner. The acting Labour Commissioner is the Deputy Labour Commissioner, who has now moved into the position of acting Labour Commissioner. Now, you cannot appoint a Labour Commissioner unless the Labour Commissioner, who is now on pre-retirement leave, more or less exhausts the retirement leave. So people must understand the system. He has gone on his pre-retirement leave until such time when he exhausts the period of the leave, which then concludes his service. Only then can a Labour Commissioner be appointed.
Unions and employees have expressed concern about the state of industrial matters due to the alleged absence of a Labour Commissioner.
Water woes have worsened in the parish of St. Catherine in Jamaica, and based on reports, the parish council is struggling to keep up. More in this TVJ report.
Earlier this year, the authorities warned about a potential shortage as one of St. Catherine's main water source, the Rio Cobre Basin, became increasingly stressed due to the increased housing developments in the parish. Well, that fear is now fact. Spanish Town's Mayor Norman Scott described the water shortage gripping the parish at present as extremely chronic.
Almost everywhere in some city is without water, I'm told. I get the complaint. Spanish Town proper, a lot of areas. In some rural communities, Riversdale, Linstead, Rosal, I'm getting the complaints.
With these dry times come disease threats, particularly in schools where students and teachers don't have water for sanitary use. As a result, school leaders are now being forced to make tough decisions.
Some schools may have to send home students and staff.
In order to meet the needs of some residents, the St. Catherine Parish Council says it will truck water to them. Some residents will also be asked to make further sacrifices so that other residents can get a share of the scarce commodity.
A village on the east coast of the Demerara River in Guyana is celebrating 179 years of existence. Better Vernwangting has been described as possibly one of the few villages that has maintained its ancestral connectedness and spirit to succeed over the years. More in this HGP-TV report.
More than a century and a half later, this vibrant East Coast village has moved in many directions, but none of them downward. It is now a vibrant, thriving community which is home to approximately 20,000 people. Better Vernwangting was bought in 1940 by emancipated Africans who had pooled together their resources to collectively buy the land, which was 2 miles in township and 6 miles in agricultural land. The village of Better Vernwangting boasts the Emancipation Monument, 4 churches, a health center, 3 nursery schools, 1 primary and 1 secondary school, a post office, and it is also the proud home to HGP-TV Studios. 78-year-old Yvonne Somerset, who was born in Better Vernwangting, spoke about the changes she had witnessed over the last 78 years.
What do you love most about this community?
I love it because the people are very friendly and we are friendly in this area community.
And how much has it changed?
Changed a lot for my time. There are a lot of changes, yes. Because down there was brick road. Now you get a kind of... It's not that good still, but it could be better, but it's not bad. It's better than before.
Another resident who has lived in the community for more than 7 decades says that while there has been many positive changes and transformation, there is also need for improvement.
Well, I would say it's like my sister said, the people are friendly, and the neighborhood that we're living in, we look out for each other, so which is important for one, and you know, it's a beautiful place to live in.